another episode of Travel Food Business Lifestyle Technology. Today I am going to share my travel experience of Chennai Kesava Temple, Somnathpura. So, the Chennai Kesava Temple is also called the Kesava Temple, which is a Vaishnava Hindu temple on the banks of the river Kaveri at Somnathpura, Karnataka, India. The temple was constructed in and was built in 1258 CE by Somnatha Dandanayaka, a general of the Hoysala king Narsimha III. It is located 45 kilometers from Mysore city, and the temple architecture is Hoysala architecture, and it was constructed and completed in 1258 CE. The ornate temple is a model illustration of the Hoysala architecture. The temple is enclosed in a courtyard with a pillared corridor of small shrines. The main temple in the center is on the high star shaped platform with three symmetrical scantrums, that is Garbhagriha, set in a square matrix 89 into 89, oriented along the east west and north south axis. The western sanctum was the statue of Keshava, the northern sanctum of Janardhan, and the southern sanctum of Venugopala, all forms of Vishnu. But the scantums share a common community hall with many pillars. The outer walls, the inner walls, the pillar, and the ceiling of the temple are intricately carved into the oleology iconography of Hinduism and display extensive phrases of Hindu texts such as Ramayana, Mahabharata, and Bhagavata Purana. But the Chennai Kesava temple states George Michel represents the climax of the development in Hoysala temple, the style, and yet is also unique in many years. Let us talk about the history of the temple. The Somnathpura town was founded in 13th century by general named Somnatha Somya Dandanayaka in some inscriptions. He was working for the Hoysala king Narsimha III. Somnatha created an agrahara, that is, granted land to Brahmins and dedicated resources to build and maintain temple therein. The town, that is Pura, became known after the name of patron Somnathpura. The location is also referred as alternative called as Somnathpura. In the middle of the new settlement, Somnathpura built the Kesava temple and constructed in 1258 CE. This was a Vaishnavism traditional temple. In addition to this temple, Somnatha uh, constructed a Shivanism tradition related Panchalinga temple, literally known as Five Linga temple, in the east corner of the land grant. He also built a fort wall around the land, but these are now ruins. But according to the inscription and textual evidence, Somnatha additionally built a Puraha Narsimeshwara and Muraha Lakshmi Narasimha and Yoga Narayana temple in Hoysala still in the region. But all these temples except the Lakshmi Narayan Simha have disappeared after the wars between the Hindu kingdom and the Muslim sultanates ravaged the region. The Lakshmi Narasimha temple is also in ruin from the other disappeared temple. The scantum images of Yoga Narayan temple is only known for surviving artwork, but it is too in a damaged form. But the Keshava temple too was badly damaged according to the 15th century inscriptions, but it was repaired in 16th century with financial support and grants by the emperor of Vijayanagara emperor. The repair are evidenced by the different color of the stones and quality of work in the veranda and the part of the northern tower and platform of the main temple. The repaired temple was damaged in 19th century and then repaired again in the 20th century by the colonial era of the Mysore government. The Keshava temple is one of the 1500 Hindu and Jain temple built by the Hoysala Empire king in different part of their kingdom. So the other well famous Hoysala temples include the Belur Halebedu temple. So that is also built by the Hoysala king. And apart from that, we will give the travel experience about how was the travel condition, in what condition we traveled, and to how many minutes we reached Somnathpura. It was a very peaceful and a wonderful hot morning. It was around 12:30 in the morning. We left Mysore city from home, and we started our journey to the Somnathpura, and we reached Somnathpura at around 1:30 p.m. So the ticket cost is, you have to pay extra 10 rupees or 20 rupees for the camera, and if you are taking video, you need to get permission from the authorities before capturing any videos, and you have to take a ticket for the video camera also. And the temple architecture is the Hoysala architecture, as I said earlier. It is, yes, it is constructed in 1258 CE by the Narsimha, by the Hoysala king Narsimha III. And let's talk about our travel journey. So we passed through Bannur Road, and we connected to T Narsipur Road, and it was a 45-kilometer wonderful journey, as you can see in the video. So we had a wonderful experience in traveling, and we also learnt about how our earlier generations were built the temple and how the temple was built, and it was a wonderful time we had in the Somnathpura temple. And I hope everyone must visit at least at once. You have to visit this temple. So it is a wonderful place to visit, and everyone is eager to know what is how the temple architecture is called Hosala. So I hope you. Yes, friends, talking about the ticket cost in Somnathpura temple, it is 25 rupees per head, and if you are carrying any video cameras, so it is also around 25 rupees with the ticket cost. So it is around 25 rupees each for each video camera, and for foreigners it is around 300 rupees per head. And whether if there are any children, for children below 5 years, it is free cost. And apart from that, for foreigners it is around 300 rupees. So we reached temple at around 1:30 p.m. in the afternoon, and we explored inside the temple. It was a wonderful and cool place, and also the architecture was also fine. And earlier, at first, we saw a garden on the left side, and then we enjoyed the garden, which is also maintained clean, and good parking facilities also for four wheelers. And then next we entered the first gate of the temple. So the temple was given the temple history, and also the temple outside was very clean and very good. And apart from that, temple was where 1258 CE, as you all know that how the old temple looks, the effect was good. And people who came there were enjoying those architectures. That is, the Hoysala architecture was really superb. And also, the next we explored inside the main temple, that is the main temple of the Somnathpura. So we entered, and we see the different forms of Vishnu, and also we also explored the temple outing, and we had a walk inside the temple. So the temple was very clean, and yes, it was a hot climate condition. But even though we just explored it, yes, we also explored the outside of the temple, and in the hot condition, yes, we were very slowly walking. But yes, most of the people might be thinking about what actually, why this video has some different clarity, like means it was rising up and down. But yes, I tried to manage it, but it was a very hot climate, and it was a little bit difficult for me to take the video, but also I took it, and in the outer temple walls, you can see different types of god, and how different architecture at that period was built. So hope you understand this. And also, you are not allowed to sit at the edges of the stone, because it is getting cracked, and the people, most of the people were not allowed to sit in that edges of the pillars, and you can sit in the other side, that is on the right side, there is a opening, so you can sit there, but you are not allowed to sit in any edges of this stone. So that is a most important thing, because if you are all keeping this safe architecture, so it will remain, or else it will get damaged again. So this was a request by the Somnathpura temple maintenance authorities, and apart from that, we really enjoyed the trip, and we had a wonderful and amazing time with our families, and yes, it is a wonderful temple to visit, and it is also at the top 10 places to visit in Mysore. A very interesting and very wonderful place. So I hope you all understand these videos, and hope you all like this video. And if you like this video, hit a like button, and for more updates, subscribe to my channel. See you all in another episode of Travel, Food, Business, Lifestyle, Technology. Until then, bye bye for now.